And the season numbers between these two teams through 82 games, so similar. Devils with 5 more wins than the Rangers. The goals per game, very similar. Devils slightly higher. Devils have a slightly higher goals against per game. The save percentage near equal. The power play, the penalty kill, so close in comparison between the second and third place teams in the Metro Division. Now, the Devils won the season series by taking 3 out of 4. And the theme was no lead is safe because it started on November 28th. Mika Zibanejad here makes it 2-0. Rangers were rolling at the Garden at that point. But then Yegor Sharangovich started the comeback. That capped it at 2-2, and then Jack Hughes, who always plays well against the Rangers, able to take a lob pass and score on a breakaway, part of a 5-3 Devils win, which was at the time their 10th straight road win. Then 2 weeks later, they met again at Madison Square Garden, and Hughes victimized the Rangers again. The speed and the backhander, that put the Devils up 3-1. Rangers, though, had a comeback of their own. Vincent Trocheck, 3-2. Then Capo Caco, 7 seconds later, that tied the game at 3. And it set up overtime in one of the moments of the year. Philip Hedl from Artemi Panarin, 4-3 the final. Rangers end the Devils' road streak, which at that point was 11. Now we go to January 7th, the first of 2 in Jersey. Chris Kreider makes it 3-1 Rangers. But guess what? No lead safe. The Devils proved it. Jack Hughes slaps it into the open side. That tied it at 3, and it sets the stage 2-on-1 in overtime. And Damon Severson beats Igor Shesterkin 4-3 the final. Devils scored the last 3 in that one. And then at the Rock on March 30th, Timo Meier, newly acquired by the Devils, able to score to make it 2-0 late in the first period. Chris Kreider scored the only goal of the night for the Rangers off a scramble in front. That was 2-1, and that's how it would end, thanks in no small part to Vitek Vanacek, who made 24 saves. So the Devils won that one 2-1, and they won 3 out of the 4 in the regular season. But of those 4 games, 3 went to overtime.
Well, you can see the Devils' speed, and specifically in transition rush offense. So what they're very good at is being able to quickly go from defending to being up the ice because everybody jumps at once. The one thing that you can catch them on is the 50-50 puck battles, the giveaways, the takeaways, the unsettled offense. Not the scripted, we're going to walk through these guys offense, but the settled offense that becomes unsettled. The thing is with the Devils is they want to go. They want to go, they want to be fast, and they want to lean into offense. And I think the Rangers have to be disciplined enough not to feed into that, but to play the counter game themselves. The Rangers also have a good counter rush game, but they can't initiate New Jersey's. That's the key here. I like the Rangers' ability to win 50-50s, to take the puck away from them, to maybe make them give away the puck more than they want to. That's how the Rangers are going to have to play this series. It's going to be, I'm saying it again, it's going to be discipline that wins this playoff series.
And we know how relentless speed can be, especially in round 1 of the playoffs, before the relentless pounding starts to take effect throughout the course of a series. Devils have won 4 of their last 5. They have scored 25 goals in the final 5 games of the season. The game within a game, a part of it is the goaltending matchup. Look at the numbers for the 2. Shesterkin had 37 wins for the Rangers. Vitek Vanacek, 33 for the Devils. Goals against almost identical. Ditto the save percentage. They each had 3 shutouts. How do you split hairs between these two? As we welcome you inside the Blue Shirts Bar, presented by Bud Light for the fans on game day, John and Steve. And I guess maybe the biggest question is we don't know what Vitek Vanacek can do in the playoffs. We certainly saw it last year with Shesterkin.
Yeah, so Vitek, extraordinary goalie at being able to scramble, steal saves. He will surprise you. He's one of those goalies where you think you're about to score and he can just rob you from that opportunity because of a second effort. On the downside, we talked about this a little bit, John, on Monday when we were talking about tracking. And when you watch Vitek's head, this is what happens a lot. It comes up on his save. And what that does, it really brings his pads up off the ice. So I reviewed 50 of his most recent goals. 10 of them were 5-hole. Now, it's almost like saying, how can we make Vitek snap his head back? Is it going to be a fake? Is it going to be a screen? Is it going to be a pass? But we have to get him to leave the ice because that's where his biggest exposure is. It's 5-hole. But keep in mind, this is still a guy that he can steal a game and he can get hot in a series and he can be dangerous. I have a lot of respect for his game this year. He's really improved.
And he deserves a whole lot of credit for what the Devils have done this year after an 0-2 start to have run off the kind of season that they had, and now will host game 1 of the playoffs against the Rangers early next week, most likely either Monday or Tuesday. When you think about Igor Shesterkin and the struggles he had at times this year, we talked about the times he allowed 3 or more goals in a game, which was really almost an anomaly in his Vezina season last year. You watch every single game this guy plays, every single save he makes. He's 10-2-1 in his last 13, so he is playoff ready. If you could think about all the saves he made, what are the most superlative ones?
Well, first of all, let's just start by saying that he's the best goalie in the NHL since March 9th at Montreal. That's when he flipped the script on his season, and he played his best hockey from that point forward. And he has been underlying numbers above the board numbers. Now, when I see him at his best, this is what he looks like. He's having fun. You remember the save on Shen against St. Louis? Dead slot. He puts a lot of extra zest into his glove save. And this one against Roslovic, it's a breakaway save that he, again, extends up, and he's playing with pure joy at this point. I remember this one against Sprong when they played Seattle. Again, when he's doing that, that's when he's at his best. And then this is the game, March 9th, where he comes across, he's able to get a blocker on it because he is willing to come out of style. And I love the Scorpion save against the Pittsburgh Penguins. This was Granlund. It was a second effort save. What I love most about Igor is that his approach is very consistent. He knows his game as well as anybody. He knows what he's going to go out and do out there. He's going to beat the pass. He's going to set his feet. He's going to read and locate. And then he's going to find his rebounds because he, again, back to the head position, he tracks down so well. He's one of the best tracking goalies on first save, which is why he's able to be available on saves 2 and 3.
And we have talked about a lot of the younger Rangers wanting to go the next level after what happened last year. None more than that guy right there, Igor Shesterkin.